Purpose, intent, and decision. Let's break these down. Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jere B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. Welcome back to the EntreMusician Podcast. This is the space where we concentrate on the mindset, discipline, and focus of the EntreMusician. This is the space where artistry meets strategy and where creativity is refined by character. Now, I'm here to remind you again that you indeed are not just a musician. You are an EntreMusician. Now, this means your music, your business, and your mindset are inseparable. Now, today's conversation is about 3 words, which might seem simple, but when you live them out, they'll reshape your career and your life. Purpose, intent, and decision. Now, let's ask the question. Let's get it out the way. Why do they matter? They matter because these 3 words are the practical outworking of our core principles. You know what they are already: mindset, discipline, and focus. You already know this, but it's a refresher. Mindset sets the lens, right? Mindset is how you think, is how you frame your world, how you frame your perspective. And discipline follows by setting the rhythm. Discipline is your daily grind. It's the habits that you either embrace or reject. And you got to do one or the other, because discipline doesn't allow you to sit on the fence. Focus sets the target, right? It's what you see when the noise tries to drown you out. So when you align purpose, intent, and decision with mindset, discipline, and focus, something very, very powerful happens. See, purpose fuels your mindset. Intent demands your discipline. And decision absolutely sharpens your focus. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break it down. I see too many musicians who are drifting without realizing how these principles are played out, whether they're in the studio, whether they're on stage, whether they're in business meetings, and more especially in their personal lives. So let's talk about purpose, okay? Let's talk about it. Purpose is the why. Purpose is the reason you exist, beyond the applause, beyond the charts, beyond the royalties, the streams, the paychecks. And here's where some musicians get purpose wrong. I hope this is not you. I can probably imagine that it's not, because we're locked in here. But many musicians confuse their talent with their calling. Many musicians think that because they can play the keys or shred on the guitar or write lyrics, that's their purpose. But no. That's your tool. Your purpose is far bigger. Here's an example of a wrong approach for purpose. And I know musicians, maybe you do too, who chase every opportunity, weddings, bar gigs, tribute bands, whatever it is, just to keep busy. And listen, there's no shame in working. Absolutely no shame whatsoever. But if you're not clear on your purpose, what you'll find out is you'll spend years of building someone else's dream while neglecting your own. Contrast that with an EntreMusician who says, my purpose is to use my music to bring healing, or to solve problems, or to talk about peace, or whatever that is. Suddenly, when they make that decision, everything they do flows from that. See, EntreMusicians are not just jumping from project to project to project. EntreMusicians create music aligned with our mission, even if it means saying no to a good gig so that we can prepare and focus on the right gig. You understand what I'm saying? See, when your mindset is rooted in purpose, then comparison has to die. See, you stop measuring yourself against the next band's streams, what they're doing. You measure yourself against your own assignment. Can you dig it? See, discipline then Discipline becomes protecting your purpose, turning down projects which look profitable on the surface, but they don't align with your why. And focus ensures that every collaboration, every release, every investment amplifies your purpose instead of distracting from it. So ask yourself a question. What's the transformation that I want people to experience as they listen to my music? What is my music doing to them? How is my music impacting them? That's where purpose lives. Can you understand what's happening here? See why we had to break it down? Now let's talk about intent, okay? Purpose is the why. Intent, my friend, is the how. Intent is the invisible engine driving our actions. I can't say it any better than that, I guess. See, here's how some musicians get intent wrong. They record a track hoping it goes viral so people can finally respect them. Or they book a gig at a specific venue hoping to prove their worth to their old bandmates or maybe somebody in their family or whatever. That's intent. Yeah. All right. That's intentional. But it's the wrong kind of intent because that kind of intent is rooted in insecurity, not impact. And here's how EntreMusicians are intentional. Imagine recording a track intending to tell the truth about your journey, even if it only touches 100 people. But that intent carries a different weight because you're truthful about it and people can feel it. They get it. Imagine that you book a gig intending to serve the audience, to lift them, to transform them, so that everyone walks out the door a changed person. Now, this energy is entirely different, okay? Now, when we talk about intent, then here's where MDF comes in. Mindset keeps your intent pure. You remind yourself all the time, I create to contribute. I don't create to compete. Discipline has you checking your motives, right? Maybe before every session, you write in your journal, why am I doing this today? Why is this recording session, important? Why am I meeting with this person? Why am I following up with him or her? And focus keeps your intent aligned. If your intent is impact, then you won't be swayed by the lure of shortcuts or gimmicks. Intent is like the tuning fork. I can't make it is. Tuning fork of your career. Get it right and everything resonates. Get it wrong and even your best riffs, your best chops feel hollow. That's what I'm talking about when I discuss being intentional with other musicians. Finally, let's talk about decisions, right? Now, here is where it gets real, okay? This is where the rubber meets the road because decision is the now, okay? Decision is the bridge between your purpose and your intent. Now, here's what I've learned. Many musicians choose, but few decide. Okay? There's a huge, huge, monumental difference in that. See, a choice, my friend, is casual, right? A choice is saying, I'll try this, and if it doesn't work, then there's no big deal, right? A choice really doesn't cost you anything, but a decision is expensive. Yeah, a decision it costs you something. It's sacrificial. Yeah, because a decision is final. A person who makes a decision says, you know what? This is the way I'm going. I've burned the boats. There's no turning back, right? But a choice, a musician says, I'll release this EP when the time is right. When I get the right time or, after I do this, then I'll release the EP. And they dabble, they delay, they procrastinate, they tweak endlessly. And 2 years later, what? Nothing, zero. Nada, right? An entree musician, however, makes a difference. On November 15th, I'm releasing this EP. They announce it, they set the deadline, they lock in the mastering, and boom, come November 15th, the music drops, ready or not. They made the decision, they stuck to it, and it's done. Yeah. Decision requires mindset to believe it's possible. Discipline follows through when it's uncomfortable, when it's raining, when there's a problem at the studio, when the engineer is like, focus keeps you on track when distractions beg you to quit, okay? But here's the sobering truth. Indecision is also a decision. You've heard that since the 5th grade, right? When you fail to act, you've chosen delay, and delay is costly. Delay is more expensive than decision. Delay robs you of momentum and opportunities, which may never come back. Understand that. So ask yourself, am I making choices or am I making decisions? It's a great question. Therefore, my good friend, my fellow entree musician, purpose, intent, and decision are not abstract ideas, right? They are actually the scaffolding for your entire career. Purpose anchors you. Do you know that? It anchors you. Yes. Intent aligns you, and decisions activate you. Very, very true. Tie each of these to your mindset, your discipline, and your focus, and you become unstoppable. Isn't that great? Isn't it great to be able to align yourself and make a decision and make it happen? That's where we have to be, right? Listen, the world doesn't need more half-hearted choices. The world needs firm decisions. It doesn't need any more noise. There's enough of that. The world needs purpose-driven music, intentional creation, and decisions which move our culture forward. So today I'm asking, don't just think about it. Don't just dream about it. Don't put it off. Don't put it on the shelf. Decide. Decide, friend. Decide to live with purpose. Decide to move with intent. Decide to act, not tomorrow, but right now, today. This is the EntreMusician, right? This is your moment, okay? I would like to ask you today, check us out. Hit me up. Schedule a call. Join this growing community of people who actually live out their purpose and their intent and make incredible decisions. Most of us over the age of 50, some of us over the age of 60, a few of us into our 70s, but boom, 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 making it happen every day. And I'm so proud to be a part of this great community, the EntreMusician, which is why I'm asking you, come and join us, come hang out with us, do the same. Make the decision today. Yeah. My name is Jere B. I am the EntreMusician, but what's most important is so are you. We'll see you again next time. God bless.